everybody, my name's Olivia. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Makeup Fun with Olivia. If you are a new subscriber, a hearty welcome to you. I hope you stick around and you have some makeup fun with me and with all of us. And if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. Let's have some makeup fun. Okay, so I have been wanting to make this video for quite a while now, and at first I thought I was going to do a combination, my top favorite brushes, whether they be drugstore or not, but I quickly realized that I have a lot of brush favorites. So I decided to divide it up between drugstore and higher end, and today's video is on my favorite drugstore brushes, makeup brushes. Now before we begin, I'm going to let you know that if I don't know the name of the brush or it isn't on the brush, because sometimes they don't have the name, I'll try to research it and put it down in the description below. I will definitely list every single brush. If it doesn't have a name, I will put doesn't have a name, but I'll kind of try to describe it in this video as best I can so that you can go find it if you want to go look for it. Okay, so let's jump in because I have 11 brushes to share with you with a bonus 3. Those last 3 I don't use on a daily basis, but I'll share with you why it's good to have them. So let's jump in. The very first brush is from Real Techniques, and it looks like this. It's purple. It's a fluffy shader brush, and I believe it's dual fiber. It's very fluffy. It has a black kind of, you know, it wasn't like this when I first bought it, and this hasn't come off, but it did get wrinkly, which I don't mind because it kind of helps me grip it better. So this is my favorite brush for under the eyebrow. You've probably seen me use this a lot. Like I said, I use it for this area right here, but it's so fluffy that you can use it as a blender brush to blend your eyeshadow, and it's kind of pinched on the sides. You know, it's fluffy, it's tapered at the top, it's layered, but it's also pinched so that if you really wanted to, you could use it to lay some eyeshadow on your lid. But the only reason I use it, or the only way I use it, is right here, because I love how it just adds that light eyeshadow right underneath my eyebrow. So yeah, Real Techniques. I got this at Ulta, and anywhere you can buy Real Techniques, you should be able to get this brush still. Another brush that I loved forever. I have to admit I don't use it as much nowadays because I have a MAC one that I prefer over this, but before I had my MAC one for about 2 years, I used this one, and I still use this one in a pinch. It is by e.l.f. and it is a flat short shader brush. This brush, and by the way, I'm not talking about, you know, how much these brushes cost unless I remember off the top of my head, and with this one I do remember. It was $1. If anything, this brush is still $1 or $2 if prices have gone up, but it is such a good brush. And sometimes the little bristles will fall out, and that's okay. For $1, for $2, it's okay because it does such a good job at picking up eyeshadow and applying it on the lid. That's what I use it for. I tried to use it for other things and it didn't work, not for me. We all have different shapes of eyes, so this might work for you in other ways, but for me it works as a lid brush. So that's my next favorite. The next one is by Crown Brush, and I use this one a little bit more than that e.l.f. one now. This one did not have a name, and it did come in a set of brushes that, that I bought. And again, it's a flat shader brush, pretty thin, a little bit denser than the e.l.f. one, a little bit less flexible, and a little bit longer, as you can tell, than this e.l.f. one. So I really like this one. I really wish this had a name, but it doesn't. It's a flat shader brush, and I love how stiff it is, I guess, and how well it works. This, I would say, not an exact dupe, but very similar to my MAC 252. You know, it's a little bit smaller, but it feels very similar. It applies. I use it for the lid again, just the same way I do my 252, but this is a great one. If you don't want to spend too much on that MAC 252, this is a really good one to buy instead. The next one is also a dupe, and this is really a dupe for, and I've talked about it before and I've kind of compared them in a video. I can't remember what video that is, but if I can remember, I'll link it down below. But it looks just like the MAC 224. Look at that. It looks, it feels, it performs the exact same way. Now, I do apologize that I don't remember what brand this is, but I'll put it down here somewhere so that you know exactly like this MAC 224. It looks like it, you know, same length. Again, everything is exactly the same. So if you were considering purchasing a MAC 224, and if you want to buy it, you know, because sometimes I just want my MAC 224, I got it. But almost at the same time I had ordered this one because I was needing a fluffy kind of blending brush, and it just so happened that it was exactly the same, but a lot less expensive. So that's a really good one too. This is also by this same brand that I don't remember that I'm going to put here. And this is a dupe for the MAC 217. I don't have the MAC 217 in front of me, but it's the exact same thing. It's a blending brush. It's a little bit pinched on the side. It's tapered at the top. A great brush to just kind of marry the shade that you put on your crease. And then I like to put a transition shade, and this is what I like to blend it with. This blends great. And it is a dupe for that MAC 217. I wish I had it here. Why don't I have it? Oh, here it is. I do have it here. This is, and it's a little bit dirty, sorry. As you can tell, I use it. So this is the MAC 217. And look at that. They are exactly the same. I think the length maybe, the MAC 217 is just a little bit longer, but they look exactly the same. If I turn them around, you can see that. All right, so the next one I love. It's by Sonia Kashuk. It's the number 106. This is what it looks like. It's kind of, I won't say a mini flat shader brush, but kind of like a medium to small flat shader brush. And let's see if you can see that. It's tapered this way. It's pinched on the side. The reason I love this one is because this is what I add a pop of color with to my eyes. I use this right here. Sometimes when I put the other shades, it's not enough. There's something missing, and I find that when I use this one and apply a dark color of my choice, this is great. You can create an outer V, or you can just dab a little bit, and it just makes all the difference in the world. And it's a Sonia Kashuk. It is only sold at Target. Sonia Kashuk is only sold at Target. So check this one out, because if you need a little bit of oomph to your eye looks, this is the brush to try. My next brush is by e.l.f. and it's the Eye Crease Brush, and it looks like this. It's a small dome brush. I don't use it for the crease at all. What I use this for is to apply my YSL Touche Eclat highlighter right here. I apply it. If you guys follow me on Snapchat, if you don't, I'll put the information here. But on Snapchat, I use this to apply it, and I shared with everybody. This is perfect for this area for me. It just, you know, right here. That's what I do. That's it. Perfect for $1. Love this brush. My next one is by e.l.f. as well, and it's the angled eyeliner brush. I didn't think I was going to like this, but I love it. I use it with my Bobbi Brown cream eyeliner. I'm sure you can use it with any gel cream eyeliner. It's angled, and so you can angle it this way, you can angle it. I use it this way, and I find that I don't have to do this with my hand and lift it up as much, and it, like, you know, when you're doing this, it gets in there because it has that angle and it tilts in to the inner part of your eye. It's so handy. I really did not think I was going to like this because of that angle, but I really do. And I think these are like $2 or $3 because I think the black line by e.l.f. is just a little bit more, right? But it's still, you know, $2 or $3 or even $4, I can't remember. Still really a good deal. And I use this all the time. The next brush, it's by Real Techniques, and it is, let's see, a setting brush. It looks like this, and that's exactly what I use it for. It's nice and fluffy. I use this for my Laura Mercier translucent powder to apply it in the inner corner and under my eye. This is perfect. It doesn't put too much powder, it doesn't put too little. Some brushes, especially the higher end ones, pick up powder like nobody's business, and I don't want all that powder underneath. So this is just right. I mean, I pick up a little bit on, you know, I put some powder on the lid, I tap it, and then I go like this, and it just has the right amount, and it's angled. I don't know if it's because of the shape of my eye, but it just is angled just right for under my eyes. This is a great, great setting powder brush. I also, if I know it's going to be warm out, I might like tap a little bit here, dab even down my nose, here. It's good. It's the perfect size. It's not like a big fluffy brush, you know, the ones that you use for setting powder. It's a nice smaller medium size, and it gets, you know, it targets certain areas that you want to use setting powder with. Love it. The next one is also by Real Techniques, and it's a blush brush, and it's pink as well. It does have, by the way, these are like kind of metallic. I don't know, it feels plasticky or metallic, but it does have the rubber end, and it makes it so easy to hold. This blush brush, I'm sure you've seen everywhere. I cannot say enough about this. If you've been eyeing it, go get it. You can use it for so many things. It's a big, fluffy, domed, kind of like not domed, but tapered. See that? Look at that. It's so soft, you guys. You can use this for powder. You can use this for your blush. You can use it for contour because of that tapering. You can use it for contour. You can use it to contour down here. So many uses. In fact, I really need to get like 1 or 2 more of these. But it's an awesome, awesome, awesome blush brush. I use it for blush. I use this for blushes that have a little bit of shimmer and a little bit, you know, like a decent amount of pigment where you don't want to apply so much because it's shimmery. So I dab a little bit and I do this, and you just sweep it back, and it leaves the perfect amount of that blush without making you look like a glow ball. It's perfection. Or the very pigmented blushes too, but mostly it's for the shimmery ones because it leaves just enough. It's perfect. Love it. Okay, the next one is by Sonia Kashuk, and it is the number 129, and I use this for my highlighter. It's a fan brush. This is an awesome fan brush at a very affordable price. It's pinched, obviously, it's a fan, and it goes out just a little bit, just enough. Oop. By the way, this recently happened. I've had this about 2 years now, so I need to glue it back. So obviously, you know, lasting power. It's probably my fault because I left it, you know, maybe wet or something. But yeah, so this has fallen off recently, but I'm going to glue it back on because I love this. It still works. It's still, you know, it's in good condition other than that. So yeah, right here. I used it actually today. So any highlighter, your Becca highlighter, or your Drugstore highlighter, the L'Oreal ones that came out, anything, it puts the right amount, not too much, not too little. You can definitely build it up with this brush, but it's a very, very handy brush for me. Oh, and the hourglass ones too. You can use, sometimes I want the hourglass just swept all over my face, and I just like kind of do that, so that too. Okay, so those were my top 11 drugstore brushes. Now I have the last 3 to share with you that like I said, I don't use every day, but they're handy to have. The first one is my e.l.f. small stipple brush that looks like this. This one is great for cream blushes. I use this with my ColourPop cream blushes. Those cream blushes, you can use them with your fingers. If you don't want to put your fingers in there though, this is great. And it doesn't get too much, and if you have maturing skin, you don't want to put too much. You can also definitely use this with powder blushes, but I particularly like it for the cream blushes. I just dab it in, and sometimes I do have to like poke it, you know, a little bit, but it just, and then I stipple it on. Stipple, 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 and I love this brush. Next 2 brushes are both by Real Techniques, and they are dual fiber, and they look like this. This is the contour brush. I think this one comes in a set as well. They're white. They have the rubbery handle, and I like this one for blush as well, for those really, really pigmented blushes. I use this because sometimes they're gorgeous and you buy them anyway, but then you put some on and it's like, whoa, you're Raggedy Ann. So this is perfect to just dab a little bit and tap, 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 and then blend it out with this one. This one is great for blending that blush. If you put too much, or if you want to blend a different color in there, you use this one to blend it out. But this is for the highlight blush, especially if you use 2 different type of blushes, or sometimes you just put a little bit, I do this, I'll put a little bit of bronzer, but then just a dab of that blush that you love so much, and then just blend it out. This is great, because you don't want to use this for those pigmented blushes, because then you're going to have it all over your cheek, and you don't want that. So yeah, awesome, awesome brush. The last one is same, Real Techniques, and this is dual fiber as well. Again, it's another one of those white ones. This is the face brush. So it's kind of like this one, the blush one, but this one's bigger, and it's for, you know, powder. I like this. I must admit, I don't use it on my face. I use it on my neck. Sometimes, you know, I'm combination skin, and sometimes I get really oily in my T-zone, and I notice my neck gets a little bit kind of shiny, and so I'll get a little bit of that Laura Mercier translucent powder, or I think I have some banana nye, is it Ben Nye banana powder that I bought a long time ago that I'm trying to use up because I don't want it to go to waste, and I'm not going to use that one on my face, so I use it on my neck so that it doesn't look too shiny. And this is the brush that I use. It picks up you know, not too much, because sometimes the powders, I don't know about you guys, but sometimes the powder will crease here. When I apply it with this brush, it does not crease on me because I'm not putting too much product. So I know that's kind of a weird way to use it, but that's how I use it. I love it for this area because it doesn't, you know, it takes the shine away, but it doesn't make it, you know, put too much product so that I get these little cakey lines. I know, gross, right? But that's what happens when you're oily and you know, you've got wrinkles now, and it is what it is. Great brush for that. Anyway, those were all of my top drugstore brushes. I hope you enjoyed them. What is one of your favorite brushes that you think I should check out? I would love to know. Not like I don't have enough already, but I would love to know. I hope you enjoyed this and found it helpful, and if you try any of these brushes, do let me know. Let me know what your thoughts are, and I hope they worked as well for you as they worked for me. Thank you so much for sticking around all the way to the end, and I will talk to you later. Bye!